am your girl, Michelle Tillman. First of all, I want to say rest in paradise to my white. We used to talk about married at first sight at church. And so this episode, this review, I'm sorry, is to her because I'm sure she didn't get to watch it this week. So rest in peace, Ma White. This is Married at First Sight, season 13, episode number 14. And I've worked on tons of reality shows in the Charlotte area. So I have my little 2 cents that I want to put in about these folks. And because this week was super crazy, if you're watching right now, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Like this video, go ahead and start dropping comments on the video. I'm doing them live, so sometimes it takes a long time to upload after. So as many of y'all that can come on live, amazing. I'll try to talk back if I can, but I may not. I have so many notes, like notes on notes on notes. Okay, hi Leah. All right, so let's talk about Michaela and Zach first because it's so much. Like the other people, okay, yeah, but everybody won't talk about Michaela and Zach right now because sis, bruh. So Pastor Kyle says this retreat is supposed to bring the couples closer while they only have 2 weeks left to make a decision. So Zach said, he said that she moved out, but they resolved, at the beginning of the episode, he's like, she moved out, they resolved their problem, and that this was his first time seeing her again, and he hopes that she will apologize, but says that they talked, but they're not on the same page. So then they stopped and they talked at this little farm thing with goats and pause. Can I just go ahead and say, now how did all the other couples happen to go and see the goats on the way home? And these two went to see the goats on the way there. So this makes me think y'all did some edit. I'm already like, y'all edited this to make it seem like they went on the way there, but that just doesn't make sense. I think they tried to go back and create this because they left early. Well, Zach left early. They had to go back and create this. So just imagine if all this blow up had already happened, and then they had to go back and record this and act like it didn't happen. Seen it done before on reality TV. I'm telling you, I used to work on them shows, so I wouldn't be shocked if that was the case. But anyways, so they go to the little goat farm. They look like they're having so much fun, y'all. Like when you see them together, it's so confusing because they look like they're having so much fun and laughing together and taking pictures of each other, and then it just seems to go left. So she said that she talked to his brothers and her sisters. She said she needed her own space and it was good for her. And she can now see how to pinpoint her triggers. This is what she said supposedly before the blow up happened. And he asked her, do you think we can overcome these conversation issues that we have? She said she thinks that they could. She also says that they do well with having fun, which is like what I just said. Like when they're having fun together, like it looks like an amazing relationship. And then like they're in a better position and a better headspace together. Like when they had the little dinner where everybody was sitting around and they were talking and they were like, trying to almost give advice to the other couples. Just be real. Just put it out on the table. Like, I was like, when did y'all become counselors real quick? Y'all at the table telling everybody else to just put it all out there and all this stuff. And he explained their situation to the guys, Zach did. And they all kind of like went with him like she needs to just say what he wants. So they was going back and forth with the whole part about she wanted to sleep in a separate bed. And he said, well, if we're going to sleep in separate beds, then I might as well go home. And she like, go on home then. And he did. And they were like, well, if she didn't really want you to go home, she should have just said, I don't want you to go home. And it's like they have this huge ego tripping fight. Like Bao even said it, like, I think it's ego. Like, usually, and I think this is what where she is totally like out of whack. So Michaela thinks if I tell him that go ahead, she was hoping that he was gonna be like, well, no, I mean, I'm not really gonna go. Like, I don't know what she was expecting him to say back. It's like she says stuff like real aggressive. Well, go then. Like, go right now. Like, leave. Like, right now. Child, if somebody told me to leave right now the way Michaela be talking to Zach, I would be gone immediately. Like, Michaela is talking reckless to this dude. Like, and she got the right one, because she would have came across the wrong dude. This could have been a whole different situation. Michaela, sis, you need to just bring it on down a few notches. So, anyways, they're outside talking, with right before, she explodes. So they're outside talking, and he was like, she was asked him, was he ready for marriage or something like that? And he said his dream marriage is just being with someone who makes him happy. So I get what he's saying. And even Pastor Kyle reinforced last week, like, yes, as being someone's partner, you are going to like have to be a part of making them happy. But that's not the only reason why they should be happy, but that is a part of it. So then she was like, yeah, I think we just both didn't realize how much work marriage was. And he was like, no, let's not blame it on marriage in general. I didn't prepare myself for the amount of work to be married to you. Oh, I was like, dang, Zach. He said no. He said her full name, whatever it was. Michaela, da, 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 da. I wasn't prepared to be married to you. This ain't marriage in general. It's just you, sis. And I think he might actually be right. Like, but Dr. Viviana on Unfiltered tried to like play him like, well, no, you were ready for a perfect marriage. You weren't ready for marriage in general. But nobody really thinks they're going to be married to somebody with manic tendencies like Michaela. So I'm going to give him a few kudos for even dealing with it to this point, because he said, I don't like who I am with you. And I see for the first time, I didn't know what he was talking about, but I see how she down talked him so much. Like he is a piece of doo-doo on the ground. Well, go then. Go right now. Like the way she talked to him. And he doesn't like really defend himself. And I guess he's trying to be respectful. So I can see exactly what he means when he says he doesn't like how he is with her. He doesn't like who he's becoming. So then, yeah, she goes to 0 to a million for sure, Ashley. She goes 0 to a million. And y'all, speaking of that, like, seriously, I am not just going to call like, oh, she crazy. That girl crazy. Hurricane K. Like, it's not even y'all. Sis was rolling and running through that house real fast with them benches, like throwing the benches and throwing a wine glass. She was walking super fast, y'all. That is not normal. I said this last week, that is a manic tendency. Like that is that is not no anger management class. This is, you need to go check yourself in to a mental facility, get medicine, because something is wrong in her brain. If you saw the whole scene where they was on the bed and he was saying he was going to leave that night, then she kept going back and forth. First she said, no, leave. Go ahead. Leave right now. Then she was like, no, you don't have to leave. Oh, okay. Then she's like, oh, wait, no. Well, I didn't understand what you were saying. No, you could stay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll ride with you tomorrow. And then 10 minutes later, she called her sister and said, I never said I was going to ride with him tomorrow. Yeah, come and get me now. And they even rewinded it back like, wait, you just said you would ride with him. So when I saw that, I said, hold up. This is a whole nother, like she literally forgot what she just said. And the speed she was walking through that house, she was tipsy. Yeah, she was tipsy. But no, when you tipsy, you like slow down. She was speeding up. When she was flipping that stuff, like I ain't seen no tipsy people walk that fast. I seen people who have manic issues mentally where they get this adrenaline rush, and it's like literally I'm not a therapist. I feel like she got a chemical imbalance in her brain that she needs to go get checked. Like she has no business being on a show like this. How did the experts, like she seriously has not been diagnosed with whatever she's dealing with. This is not like just anger management, in my opinion. This is something way higher than that. Like this is like, seriously, check yourself in somewhere. Not even trying to be funny, like for real. And I kind of feel like Dr. Viviana is dismissing that. Like y'all acting like she's just a regular angry black woman. No, This is serious. Like, right, Ashley. And then she goes outside talking to Ryan. Well, get in the car with him. And he's like, what you want me to do? Lay under the car? Like, I can't stop a grown man from leaving. And it's like, then he was looking at Michaela like he was mad, like, sis, you ain't gonna tell me what to do. Like, the way she talked that whole night, and just tipsy or not, child, somebody check her in the clinic. And not trying to be funny, like she needs help. And Bao peeking out the window, like peeking out the door, like looking like I've never seen Zach or Michaela like this. Like, I'm like, child, they made her look like so nosy. It is so crazy because now they're saying that Zach and Bao gonna be dating. I don't know if that's true, but anywho, so let's go. Let's keep going. Then they go further and say that they go to, well, this is before, okay, so I skipped. They had played the games and did all the, like, most petty, who's most petty, and they picked Michaela when they were playing the little games that Brett hosted. Let's see. I kind of went over the bed scene already. Then let's see, I already went over the bed scene. So, basically, Bao tells a story like Michaela's sister ended up picking her up. Zach had already went there. Even all the other people were like, all the other people on the show were like, Zach was so quiet at dinner, we should have known. Johnny was like, yeah, he heard the glass breaking. She broke a wine glass. And they were all like joking like, back to 8 people because, you know, Zach had got COVID at the beginning and it kind of went down since then. So Michaela and Zach, child, if he stayed with her, something is wrong with him because he has been absolutely disrespected by her, and she is not in her right mind and does not need to be on nobody's show. She needs to be up in somebody's hospital getting pumped with medication to get her mind right, because this ain't no regular anger management. Yeah, and she absolutely has abandonment issues. And she just, like, I feel like her abandonment issues are what trigger her manic episodes. Like, she seriously has manic episodes. Like, when she gets up and she walks, and when she's angry, she laughs. Like, I know people who are angry and they laugh, or they mad and they laugh, but hers is just, like, scary. Like, Exorcist. Like, I'm watching, like, the way she walk all fast and lift this stuff and, like, can't do it. Okay, so let's go to Brian and Rhett, because Brian and Rhett. Brett and Ryan, So in the car on the way to the cabin, she brings up that his sister said that there was a shift in their relationship and it seemed abrupt. And she felt like there was a distraction from his past that may have caused it. So basically, sis was trying to give Brett like a little hint, like maybe you need to find out what distractions there were. If you're still watching, y'all, please give me a thumbs up. And so then he immediately goes in defense mode, like, oh, so I'm seeing someone else now? Like, what did you say to make her get to that point where she thought, you know, I'm seeing someone else? And the fact that he was so defensive when she brought that up was like, Ryan, sir, you know good and well that there was a shift and there was a reason. You must have went, got some booty when you got back from the honeymoon, and you just kind of like, forget Brett. Like I said last week, I think she's cute. I think she's a, you know, cute white girl. And I'm just thinking that maybe he doesn't like the teeth. Everyone in the little Married at First Sight group saying she got horse teeth. And yes, I absolutely am proud of her because she stood up for herself this week. And she was just like, I checked out after I realized I did everything I could to help you and help you during your time when you need me to slow down and all that. I checked out. And she finally like gave him the business. I'm like, girl, you should have been did this. She was like, you tell other stuff that you don't tell me. She said, you told others that we'll just be friends. And he said, well, I didn't feel like I needed to say that when my actions showed that I would just want to be friends. Then she played him all the way, which I was like, thank you, girl. When he was like, yeah, I don't have any problem sleeping with Brett. And she like, we ain't been sleeping with each other back at the apartment. So why would we all suddenly be in the same bed now? And even Zach told Ryan like, well, what's the difference between apartment here. Like, why did why you mad at her about that? His thing is he don't like to cause commotion. He don't like to cause a scene. And I don't know why he thinks a conversation between those two is a scene. Yes, the production team is there and they watching and they listening, but it ain't a scene. Like, a scene is what Michaela be doing, okay? Bruh, you don't know what a scene is. Have you seen the other castmates? Brett is definitely not causing a scene. She is just finally saying, like, hey, you told me to call you out on your ish, and now I'm doing it, and now you have a problem with it, and you're defensive. And he said, I'm not defensive. Yes, you are very defensive, so whatever. So he was like, well, I thought we was going to stay in the same room because I told Dr. Pepper I was going to really try. And now he feels like he's, like, coming around late. But Brett is like, been here before, felt that before. And even the other girl, Rachel, was like, yeah, I'm always the girl in the relationship who's like totally into somebody who don't even return my text. Like Ryan would be the dude who wouldn't return Brett's text. And she would, like, that's the kind of dude I see him as. And I'm just like, I don't like it. And then they go to shooting the gun range. And actually, he said he was so upset that she didn't just shoot the gun or whatever. Did y'all see how she was jumping every time there was a gunshot? It was like, pow, 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 pow. Listen, if you have that much anxiety and it's a serious issue, like, that's almost like PTSD, I'm saying it wrong. But I'm like, okay, if you can see the level of anxiety she has, why would you dog her out for not doing it? She actually still came and still was jumping the entire time, like literally scared. Johnny didn't do it. He don't got no reason. Just weird. Bao was out there about to shoot her foot off, but she was still doing it. But I was just like, and then Johnny was trying to, like, get information out of her, like, do you think there's a chance? And, like, child, ain't no chance. They must have, like, forced that conversation. Production might have said, ask us something about the relationship. All right, ready, and action. Like, it was just so weird. Like, it don't even seem like they ever talked to each other. That was a weird forced conversation. And so she was very good about calling Ryan out and saying, hey, you beat around the bush. You don't shoot it straight. So I think that she made huge progress in this episode. Give me a thumbs up if you're watching. Thank you so much. And then he eventually said, well, you know what? Forgive me because I shouldn't assume that somebody received the information the way I told it. So basically he's saying, like, he did stuff to make her feel a certain way or feel a way that he thought she would feel about what he did, instead of just saying whatever it is that he wanted her to understand and know and feel. So that's just a lot of assuming. Just say it. Like, be blunt and stop talking and telling everybody else, but don't want to tell her because you don't want to hurt her feelings. You're going to hurt her feelings when she watched this show back and see how much you was playing her the whole time. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. He said he doesn't know what he wants to do next. She said, do what you feel. Then he said, okay, let's go take a shot. So they went and took shots. I don't know what happened after that. But then whenever Michaela and all of them had the issues, he was like, I'm glad that the night was about them and not about us. But I don't even know what episodes was about you, Ryan. Like, what episodes? Y'all are boring. You are boring. Brett's not boring. You are boring. Wasn't no episodes about y'all. It never was. Y'all don't even get a storyline. So, bruh, sit down. Wasn't no drama ever that deep. Maybe next week when she finds out he's on the app. But even when they do get a storyline, it's for like 2 minutes. So whatever. Nobody wants to watch you. Boring. Snoring. That's it. Okay, Johnny and Bao. At the table, he says he wants to be nice and cordial. So this is the big dinner they had when they first go there. And he presented, one thing he did that I will give him kudos for, even though I think he's a butthole. He presented cookies to Brett for her dog that she lost. Like Baxter cookies and sparklers so they can memorialize his life, which I think that was so sweet. Like, I'm not a dog owner, but I understand how people's dogs are like their kids. And I'm glad that she felt supported by everyone. And I kind of feel like Ryan, they kept putting the camera on Ryan, like, oh, maybe he didn't support her as much as she needed, but she just kept emphasizing how y'all don't even know me that much and you really supported me. So good for him for doing that. Um, he also said he didn't want to bring down the vibe from the whole trip by arguing in front of others. And Bao said, yeah, we didn't argue, but we wasn't even hardly talking the whole time. So Johnny and Bao, yeah, no big stuff this episode, but that's because they was not really even talking. They was just being around each other. They didn't stay in the same room. Same way Brett slept on the couch after him and Johnny did rock, paper, scissors. And he did rock, and Johnny had paper. And so, yeah, Ryan was on the couch the whole weekend. Let's see, what else? Um, she initially at the beginning of the episode said that she was jealous of Michaela and Zach's closeness. But girl, ain't nothing to be jealous of, because did you see what's going on? She might be jealous of Zach, period. Maybe that's how she ends up getting with him, is what they saying on all the like fan pages. I don't know. But one thing that she did was she told a story about her parents and how they had dark moments. And she said that she would never let a man talk to her the way I guess her dad may have talked to her mom at certain times. And then she sat back and realized, like, Johnny is doing exactly what I said I would never allow a man to do. And so I kind of felt like she found her backbone in this episode too. Like, nah, bro, you're not going to talk to me any type of way. Like, Bao is cute. Like, she got a little body on her. Like, she's cute. Like, she Johnny tries to downplay and talk down to her and make her seem like she's nothing, and like, I was never attracted to you, not even 15 years ago. And I don't like, but Bao has options. Johnny need to go sit his old Daisy Duke wearing self somewhere, sit down somewhere, sir, because Bao can get her another man. Are you gonna be able to get you another woman after the way you treated her on national TV? Probably not. Probably not. You don't even want to have sex. Like, you're just weird, like, and just overanalyze everything, and you make an argument out of nothing. Like, Johnny, don't nobody want to deal with no dude like that. So, anywho, Johnny was most likely to need rehab whenever they did the game. Okay, y'all make sure you give me a thumbs up if you're watching. And they agree that keeping things lighthearted was best for them. And I'm like, best for them what? Best for them to make it to the end of this without choking each other out? Because it's not best for the marriage. It might have been best just to make it through. So, whatever. Last but not least, well, I got two more couples, and I have like nothing on them, like 3 sentences apiece. Jose and Rachel, they were most likely to have kids first. She said, looking at Michaela and Zach, she can't imagine if her and Jose have another blow up. Because, girl, I couldn't imagine either, because Jose straight slam cussed you out on the same level Michaela be cussing Zach out. And if that happened again and you went back to him, girl, none of these couples, like, they just, I don't know what the experts did this show. Like, I feel like this is a setup, like, seriously. And it's just sad how, like, I feel like Michaela is the new Paige of this season. Like, they just took someone, knew what was gonna happen, and just put them out there for entertainment purposes, and it's sad. But anywho, so Rachel was also like one of the other people to be voted for being petty. But she said she can really talk to her husband and she feels loved. So if she feels loved, even by the man who cussed her out a few weeks ago, then fine, go ahead. Get cussed out and marry and be loved and have kids. But next, let's move on to Gil and Myrla. I always say her name wrong. So they go horseback riding. It looks cute, but that was like the most boring scene ever. I don't know who put that scene together, but I was really about to fall asleep on that part. I was just like, this is so boring. And they kept trying to make her say stuff about she wanted to go faster. And it was boring. It was a boring scene. But they just try to make something out of that. Like, he had to say, well, are you ever satisfied? You know, you didn't even like the whole, can't something just be fun and that's it? And I feel like they're really like playing that up when I don't know that it's really that big of an issue. Because I feel like there's not much going on between them that's like good for TV per se. Like, nobody wants to just see people in love and happy. Like, that's not good TV. That's just like too everyday, too normal. Like, you don't have high rating. You have high ratings for people having psychotic episodes like Michaela. You don't have high ratings for horseback rides that are 30 minutes and You just don't. So I feel like they're trying to play it up just to like make them have some type of conflict. Myrla did win, most likely to leave the party early, and we all know that because she said she ain't a party person. She'd rather stay home. If you're watching this, give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. Anywho, he keeps saying how he thinks that she acts bratty, and maybe she does, but it seems like that's a part of her. The same way Zach said, those knee-jerk reactions are a part of Michaela. I think it is a chemical makeup of hers that she will need medication and counseling and anger management to change. Not one, not two, but all three. That's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for commenting. I tried to like address your comments as I was watching and as I was reading on my notes from the show. If y'all have anything else you want to say, drop it in the comments right now. I'm still here and I know that you are too. Let me know what you think. Drop in the comments if you're still watching now. Drop in the comments if you think any of these couples are going to make it. Like, who is going to make it? Let me know. Thank y'all so much for watching. And again, rest in paradise, my white.